potential temporality of success. Sometimes somebody will come back 15 years later and say, finally, you know, I've been able to do something with what you taught me. So it's never zero sum and it's never win or lose in the moment. So I'm going to come back to students, in this case research students, at the end of my remarks. But I want to begin by asking what a losing battle is. Losing battle is a very common expression in Australian English. People say, oh, God, some expletive, another losing battle. And you might be talking about trying to stay cool in the heat. Or you might be talking about a very serious crisis. I suspect it has an Irish heritage, the idea of fighting, and it's going to be impossible to win, but you're going to keep fighting anyway. Except if you talk to someone else, you're usually suggesting to them that really, if they were at all sane, they would stop. Okay, so your losing battle is a dead loss. My losing battle is heroic. So along this spectrum, there is a question of the temporality, the time horizon of politics and of activism, as well as of thinking. Here is an image of something that many people thought was a losing battle. A small group of urban activists, community preservation people in Hong Kong had a campaign called Cross Salisbury Road Like a Human. Those of you who know Hong Kong will know Salisbury Road is one of the busiest roads in Tsim Sha Tsui, and for many, many years they had taken away all of the pedestrian crossings. So to actually get across the street, you had to go down through a massive link of tunnels and underground shopping malls, and it would take 15 minutes to get from 50 yards across the road. So this group, as part of the resurgence of urban preservation and memory movements in Hong Kong, started campaigning to get a pedestrian crossing put back in. Almost everybody thought this was a losing battle. But spectacularly, in fact, they won. And there is the evidence. There is the pedestrian crossing, which allows you to cross Salisbury Road without going underground. It took 10 years. 10 years, as you probably know, is the name of a set of very dystopian and scary and witty little films made by young people about Hong Kong that in 10 years has become unrecognisably hideous under mainland control. But here's another 10-year story, 10 years of the past, and you do have a pedestrian crossing. So what losing battles do I have in mind when I'm looking back at Inter-Asia cultural studies, but also looking forward to the future of our project? I could pick a lot, I think, but the one I want to focus on, I'll call contesting and fighting neoliberal transnationalism in the academy. Why would I say that's a losing battle? Well, here I am. I'm an NUS. I want to be nuanced about institutions and institutionalisation. I think doing cultural studies in small institutions, poor institutions, teaching-heavy institutions is a very different matter from working in an elite research university, because the students have different problems. They both have problems, but they're different. But in the early days of Inter-Asia that Benoit has sketched for you, transnationalism was a big enemy in practice. There were several enemies, in other words, people to be kept out while we built our